Hello, hello. Hey everybody, I see we got Kohat still in the chat again. How's it going, buddy? Haven't seen you out here in a while.
Boy Horse says.
Oh, here it goes.
Dicebag fact. Dicebag is schizophrenic and says hello to people who aren't there for an hour or more per day. Kohate says. Oh cute.
Super wholesome.
Kohate says. Super wholesome.
Yes, yes. This is one that actually Patron drew a while back and has been on the back burner because I haven't really needed it. It wasn't really in the plan. It's just something he worked on when he didn't have my own sketches to do line art with as per my instructions. But now I have a use for it. We've got actual, like, I've got a video that could use a piece just like this. So we're gonna finish it today. So how have you guys been? Pony Boy, I guess I will acknowledge you. Welcome, guys. We're gonna have a lot of little things to do about this because the way Patron did the colors is kind of weird.
Ponyboy Horse says. Work has been extra working.
Oh, that's wonderful. Gotta love it when work makes you work. That was not especially my experience this week. Work was extra slow this week. Mostly because too many machines are down.
And I went to McDonald's yesterday, and it turns out my local McDonald's is closing at 6 p.m. every day now.
6 p.m.? How do you even have a McDonald's that closes at 6 p.m.? What's the point of McDonald's? Alright. Now before the stream...
Kohate says. I've been miserable, but surviving. Work is there and the man takes my earnings from me, so I don't have much to complain about. Ponyboy Horse says. What kind of restaurant closes at 6 p.m., almost peak dinner time?
Right,
Kohate
exactly.
Says, everyone knows nothing good happens after 6 p.m.
I guess it depends on where you live. But look at this. Patron's got like every little piece of this thing separated on different layers for the colors. We're gonna merge most of that. And then we'll have to like do this. I had to make a little edit because the patch here was like just kind of straight like this.
Kohate
It wasn't
says,
in perspective with the rest of it.
That's not how you do your colors.
No, that's not how I do my colors. That would make it really difficult to shade. Is that how you do your colors, Kohat? Surely not. Ooh. That is also on a different layer. Alright, you know what? We're gonna select these two, which are also on different layers. And we'll just kind of fill that in behind it. There we go.
Kohate says. Each material gets its own layer. Yeah.
That's crazy. Whoops.
Ponyboy Horse says. Just do the artist thing and make everything on one layer.
I mean, I feel like that's like the good artist thing, not even a joke. Like, most of the best artists I know of use very few layers, and it's usually the more amateur guys that are like, oh, I use so many layers.
Imagine you are that gif of Ryan Gosling driving with the music in the background and just send it. Kohate says, it lets you do some things, like add a layer of blush or splash of texture really quickly.
I have way too many layers as it is, just in my normal way of doing things. I feel like adding more to it would just be overkill. I already have a hard time remembering what layers are what. Also, you know what? This is saved as a PSD file. We might as well change that to a CSP file before I do anything else. So we'll save that.
Kohate says, the last 20% of my work is all on one layer, but things are separated until then. But up until that point I end up with up to 30 layers.
Up to 30. You are insane, Kohate. Affectionate. Insane. Yeah, I don't do that. The less layers, the faster it goes as far as I'm concerned.
Kohate says, I don't feel like that's that much. Ponyboy Horse says, 1 layer or 30 layers is big chat energy, anything in between is beta waves.
Oh, okay. We gotta change that setting. Oh no, I fear this is going to take a while. Speaking of McDonald's, I just had that. I just had some McDonald's before starting the stream. Unfortunately, I've been eating a lot more McDonald's since Hardee's closed down. Mine definitely doesn't close at 6 p.m. though. I don't know how you're gonna live like that, Ponyboy, frankly. There's always some kind of adventure going on when I go to McDonald's though, and it's not always related to McDonald's. Like today, I was heading back after getting it, and like a dude in the other lane almost swerved into the car in front of me to change lanes. I definitely gave that guy a wide berth after that point. And like the entire time after that happened, he was just kind of like sitting in his own lane. Like, I was keeping a gap between me and the other car because I'm like, okay, this guy wants to change lanes, so I won't get in his way. But he just kept staying in the normal lane. I'm like, okay, dude, like you clearly want to get in the other lane. I've got a space for you here. Are you really going to wait until the last second? Because I'm not going up. I'm not getting up and cutting you off in the other lane. Because I've already seen what you're capable of. And I also see you're like kind of riding the line in between the two lanes right now. You're literally on the dotted line with your tires. I can see you right now. Just change lanes, bro. And he literally waited until like the last second before he needed to change lanes. Before he finally went and did it. People be crazy. Shit like this is why I don't like to draw out the scenery.
Kohate says, I hate driving so much, I do everything I can to avoid it. And the reason is almost exclusively other driver. Ponyboy Horse says,
Yes.
Did anybody tell you you're late? You said 8 but it was 9 when you started.
You must be in a wrong time zone because for me it is 8:14. But I did see your comment on Twitter telling me that. I don't know if you're trying to gaslight me or if you're just wrong.
I think doing big scenes is what I'll need to draw better. I think that drawing them out is what I'll want to do, but I don't want it. Yeah, know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I would advise you to resist drawing in all the details of a scene. Like for this, like the house and stuff, that's alright. But like the trees and the bushes, I would probably be better off just painting that.
Horse says, gaslighting is not a real thing, get real.
Okay, gaslighter.
Kohate says, you ever see those Japanese artists who will do a really mundane anime girl, but they'll be in a convenience store and it's rendered to high hell?
Oh yeah, definitely seen those. I ain't got the patience for that. My entire ability to finish art depends on it not taking a long time. Which has me worried about this one. Probably part of the reason why I didn't finish this one until now is because I'm like, oh damn, look at all that background stuff. Like if this was a purely dice bag made image, we would probably be looking at a low angle.
Kohate
Like
says,
looking up from this way.
But brother, did you really have to draw the bounce light reflecting off the soup can on every juice box?
They're crazy, man. I don't know how some artists have the patience to do that stuff.
Kohate says, make it easier by increasing the proportion of sky, very slot.
Yeah, right? Also, low angles just make things look more dynamic. Like, I like to say I'm not a particularly skilled artist in the technical sense, but I can make a composition. And that's like half the battle in making stuff look good. Oh no, I have to draw on all this. We're gonna have to hammer out the details of doing that draw pile stream soon, though. Patron was talking about getting in on that one. According to him, he needs, if he can do it if it's after April. So maybe in a couple weeks we'll try to get it in. I've been really interested in doing just more doodles and stuff. That's not like fully rendered art like that.
Says, they have an easy to use app image so I can actually participate LMAO.
The Drawpile apps is actually quite a bit different than it was the last time we did it. It was a lot more bare bones than it is now. I reinstalled it and opened it up for the first time again, and I was like, oh shit, there's brushes. And they have pressure sensitivity.
Really? I guess I'll have to dig in a bit.
Yeah. It's got some stupid hotkeys though. I was trying to rotate the canvas and it took me a while.
I think they use the same brush engine that Crytures uses, so it's probably an easy switch.
I might have to see if I can change some of the hotkeys and stuff before we actually do it. Otherwise, I'm going to be fighting with the keyboard most of the time.
I remember the rotation hotkey being total AIDS.
Yeah, it was something like Control Shift Drag or something like that. Like something really inconvenient. Which sucks because I rotate my canvas all the time while I'm working. I can only draw curves and straight lines from one angle. Alright, let's see. Okay, need to do some work up here. I think after I get these things filled in, I will be able to start rendering the scene. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright. You know what? I might as well merge the foreground people in with the other ones too. That way I don't need to double up on all my shading layers and whatnot. Now the real question is, where do we want the light to be coming from? Might just go for like a normal kind of lit from the front and side. Thing for this.
Ponyboy Horse says, "Is that a hey dude?"
That is a ragastuffin. They are farm equipment, basically. They're like creature scarecrows. Yeah. I don't like how his face is half in shadow.
I would name him Rumpelstiltskin and always say hey dude to greet him.
Rumpelstiltskin? What does Rumpelstiltskin have to do with this? He doesn't spin yarn.
Ponyboy Horse says, Rumpelstiltskin weaved hay into gold. Kohate says, I feel like getting an image in color and just having to decide where the light is horror.
It ain't the best feeling. You know what, this will probably work out. Let's put most of this in shadow. Probably don't need to get too detailed about the shading. So I will resist the urge to put shadows on every little contour. I may not be resisting that urge very well. I'm gonna have to make cast shadows too. I don't like making cast shadows.
Kohate says, what's wrong with cast shadows?
The way Geronimo said that made it sound really defensive. I don't know, man. It's just like... I don't freaking know. I haven't really studied cast shadows. Alright, let's select the wall back here and we'll kinda... Whoops. That part too.
Kohate says, I have come to the conclusion, especially recently, that cast shadows are the only shadows that I trust. Kohate says, the rest are simply posers.
Well, I mean, cast shadows are how you identify a vampire, right? They'll have shadows on their own body, but I mean, if they don't cast a shadow, then you might have a problem.
Kohate says, except for ambient occlusion, AO is a real G.
Now you're throwing out terms that are too technical for me. Mr. actually studies art over here. You know, even when I was taking art classes, I don't think they ever mentioned ambient occlusion.
Kohate says, AO is where there is no light, so it will actually appear black, but like, for realies.
Ah, I see. That's something I literally just never use. I can't really conceive of too many places where
Horse says,
you would just have no light.
Sounds like a prescription medication that puts you to sleep and gives you cancer.
You know what, that doesn't look so bad. I was going through that thinking like, oh man, this looks terrible. But it's okay. I don't know how I'm gonna render the grass. Oh well, bush is next. No, we'll get the whole tree in there too.
Kohate says, the place I use it / think of it most is when doing lines. Places that touch each other become thicker lines because less light gets in the crevices. Ponyboy Horse says,
Yeah, I see that.
Around here.
I guess I do the same thing with lines. I am a line weight whore. We love our bush. Ponyboy.
Ponyboy Horse says, these bushes are wildly shapen and out of control. The people in this village need to trim their bushes.
They look pretty manicured to me as far as like medieval villages go. I don't think they were like all that trim. But I see what you're saying, Ponyboy. I see what you're saying.
Kohate says, these bushes are very well maintained. PBH would just go and chop them all down. Kohate says, he's just beating around the bush.
You know what, we need some up here too. Put some volume in that canopy. Yeah, that looks nice. Have you guys seen that POW World ripoff that's going around now? We got games trying to rip off POW World now. Not Pokemon, but POW World. Oddly enough, it looked more like Pokemon, like literally just stolen designs straight from Pokemon. No attempt to actually, like, make it their own thing.
Ponyboy Horse says, I've been seeing the new Fatcher Daughter game.
Oh yeah. That's going around. I haven't like been too interested in it.
Kohate says, I did see bits and pieces, quite frankly I was disgusted.
Yeah. Pikmon, I believe it was called. Which apparently they've changed the name. It is now Pikmos or something like that. Which, like, what? Why is that the thing you changed? Are you just trying to dodge criticism by changing your name and making you harder to search? I don't know. But they've got like just straight up Charizard in there.
I have a personal boycott of Capcom, so I have paid no attention to the Parenthood Simulator. Anina says, hello.
Hello A9A. How's it going over there on Odyssey? We're over here working on some art for my tabletop RPG. And talking about Pokemon ripoffs, which mine definitely is not. Most of the stuff I see about Pragmata, that game, is just like lolicon discussion. You know, the typical thing. Whenever there is a young girl in a video game. People got way too many hang-ups over that.
Kohate says, is there a discussion?
I mean, some people would think so. Or at least they try to make a discussion about it. But it's not really the type of game I would be into. I'm not really an action gamer. Let's see. What do we do with this guy?
Ponyboy Horse says, that's so stupid. The game is wholesome father-daughter dynamic, not loot at all.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's most of the discussion being had. You know, from the critic crowd at least.
Kohate says, My thought is that fiction is fiction, but if that character literally supposed to be a young girl, then that's very weird. Not a big fan of that.
One thing I saw is, like, somebody was trying to say, oh, the girl's facial features aren't childlike enough. And it's made to appeal, to have, like, the appeal of an older girl, and therefore it is for pedophiles. I'm like, that's kind of self-defeating argument. Like, if she actually does look too mature.
Ponyboy Horse says. Low IQ accusations. Kohate says. An insane person who has never seen a child.
Yeah, no, literally, like, they posted, like, a modified version of the picture next to the normal one, and they were like, this is what an actual child looks like, and it's, like, super cartoony with, like, big-ass eyes and exaggerated features, and I'm like, ugh. I don't think that's what kids actually look like. I don't know if this person's ever seen a child before. Okay, what's going on here? Are you guys seeing this? Oh wait, that's because it's already it's already in shadow. I was like, why is it not drawing on the shadow layer?
Kohate says. I've been watching a lot of Predator Poachers on YT recently, and I've gotta say that I've become radicalized on the depravity of the average everyday human.
That is humorous coming from an hentai artist. What's going on with this guy's face, though? Now here's one thing I'm not super fond of, that Patron included, is this thing being used as like a pack animal. I feel like creatures would be too rare for people to just be using them in this way. I usually go for like sub-creatures, like a beef mound or something, if it's going to be pulling a cart. Like, I don't know if this guy looks like he'd be a conjurer. He seems like a commoner. Well, maybe he just happens to have one.
Kohate says, I was thinking about this a lot recently, so pardon me for just yapping, but as a H artist, NBM I won't get started.
Pardon me for yapping,
Kohate
never
says,
mind.
I can't not see My Little Pony in that Pegasus, and that bothers me a bit, LMAO.
You know what? Literally, I looked up the My Little Pony art style for this specific creature and mimicked that. Because I've not drawn many cartoon horses. So I was like, what's a good reference for a cartoon horse that I can use? Oh yeah. Specifically one that's proportioned in a way that would be a middle stage evolution.
Kohate says, Spirit or MLP, which way Western man?
So good observation, I guess. Although I don't feel like I was really hiding it. I think I kind of made this thing like, yeah, okay, it's basically a My Little Pony. Just like Kitmer is basically a Furby. And yes, AIs, it is pronounced Kitmer, not Hitler.
Kohate says, I'll brand my and call it a beauty mark.
What? I think you forgot a word there, Kohate. You talking about cutie marks? You talking about branding your Floney? I get you, I get you.
Kohate says, brand my Floney and when they come after me for animal abuse I'll call it a cutie mark. Kohate says, I'm in autocorrect hell.
Oh dude, I freaking hate interfaces with phones and whatnot. Like I upgraded my phone recently, and by upgraded I guess I mean got a new one. because the old one was getting old and, you know, doing things that old phones do, like not work. Specifically not charge and things like that. But that means I've had to like fix up my new one so that it's actually like functional and matches all my preferences and quirks.
Tomboy Enthusiast says.
And that's been rough.
Hi, it's me. Yeah boy, back at it.
Oh hey, hello. What are you doing over on Rumble? What was I saying? Oh yeah. Well, one of the things that drove me crazy about the new phone is typing on it.
Ponyboy Horse says, I am wild.
I see that. But recently I figured out why typing on it was such a pain. It's because there's like no feedback to it. It was just straight up default settings. So I enabled the what do you call it? The vibrate on the keys. Whenever you touch it, it does a little vibrate. So I know like when I can feel when I'm pressing it, you know? And that's made everything way better when it comes to typing on that thing. Because I too was in autocorrect hell for a while. And autocorrect is often not correct. Especially when you're trying to type out things like Crytures with a Y on a regular basis.
Kohate says, when I flashed graphene to my phone, my autocorrect would change hunt to gun and my wife was very confused very often.
Yeah, this sounds like a problem. Oh, so what's with this little spot here?
Ponyboy Horse says, what's up fartest boy?
Ponyboy, why are you changing around? He's over on x.com now. I don't know about you guys, but I've started spelling x.com E-C-K-X S.
Ponyboy Horse says, no objection to being called fartest though.
I mean, I've been called worse.
Ponyboy Horse says, I spell it Twitter.
I usually do too, but when I'm mad at it, I call it
says,
x.com.
X.com, the everything app.
Yes. Grok sucks too. Easily one of the worst LLMs.
Kohate says,
to be honest.
I can hook you up with a good fartist if that's what you're after, PBH.
I'm sure you know a couple.
Ponyboy Horse says, Kohate, you scare me.
But Grok, there's a couple times I've gone to Grok, like I'm going into preparing for a stream or something, and I'm like, man, I need stuff to talk about during the stream. I need to prepare something. And I'm like, Grok,
says,
what has happened this
really
week?
Fear the unknown. With me, you know exactly what you'll get.
What's happened this week, Grok? What can I talk about on stream? And like, without fail, Grok is like, here's a few indie games that you can talk about. This should provide you with 5 to 10 minutes of discussion during your streams. And I'm like, Grok, the streams are like
Boy Horse says,
3 hours long.
I still fear the PP ladies.
You're useless, Grok. You can't give me more than 5 to 10 minutes of discussion. And also, I don't know any of these games. I've never heard of them. I need you to remind me of things that I might already know about. Not give me more research to do. But then the other alternative is ChatGPT, and it can't even search Twitter for you.
Kohate says, dude, I've been playing a game called Sol Sesto. The art is so good. The gameplay loop is like an opioid.
How much of a roguelike is it? Also, have you heard of our Lord and Savior Jump Space?
Kohate says, I like 4.
4? Hmm. 4 on the roguelike scale, eh?
Kohate says, incremental progress, new game every run, but it's more of a puzzle game than a roguelike.
Oh, puzzle game doesn't really
Kohate
endear me
says,
to it, to be honest.
I saw you mention it. Kohate says, but that's all I saw.
Yeah, I was playing that pretty hard until No Man's Sky released Spacemon, and I started getting into that. But Jump Space is probably one of the best starship piloting simulators I've seen. And it's got a lot of roguelike elements to it. It's kind of like a little bit of a hybrid with Deep Rock Galactic in the playstyle. You got a lot of objective-based gameplay. But there's like when you go out on a mission, it'll have kind of like a star map that's set up kind of like a typical roguelike map where you choose which direction you're going, and they have different points that you jump to, and there'll be like different things you run into at each point, and you have to gather some resources and stuff to make it to the destination for each mission and complete that. But it's pretty cool with how much detail there is in the actual gameplay.
Kohate says, is it first person? Kohate
Yes.
says, sounds like FTL at home.
It is kind of like FTL. It's kind of like first-person FTL, but with much shorter runs. And it's multiplayer, so you're like actually crewing a ship with multiple people.
Ponyboy Horse says, have you considered playing Starfield?
You know what? I was gonna say, like, I briefly considered playing Starfield, but I don't think I even briefly considered playing Starfield. In fact, my sister, who's kind of a big Bethesda fan, she bought Starfield.
STFU Pony.
And she hasn't even played it herself. She literally owns the game, but she hasn't played it.
Ponyboy Horse says, you should play Starfield. It is good.
I don't think I should play Starfield. Also, while I was playing Spacemon in No Man's Sky, I realized how little of No Man's Sky I actually played through.
Bro, trust me.
No. I'm not spending money on that game. You can't convince me. Alright, we're just gonna put some like
Ponyboy Horse says, it's because you hate me, I get it.
Yeah, that's why. I wonder how much Elder Scrolls 6 has been delayed by the reception to Starfield. Because that's the real news in relation to Starfield. Elder Scrolls 6 win.
Kohate says, it's a good thing we all know you're joshing, because otherwise I would actively think less of you. Ponyboy Horse says, Elder Scrolls 6 ain't happening because Todd Howard is mad you haven't played Starfield yet. Kohate says, I hope there is not Elder Scrolls 6 at this point.
I hope there's an Elder Scrolls 6 and it's good. If it's not good, then I hope it doesn't exist.
Says, I only ever want to see indie projects that are given an unreasonable budget by Devolver Digital. Link says, I've received 100 messages today with Restream chat.
What the heck is Devolver Digital? What about an indie project that's funded by a AAA studio? Do you want to see some of those? Those have a good track record, right? I can't remember which game that was recently.
That's pretty much Devolver Digital LMAO.
Okay. Is that what happened to that High Guard game? Wasn't that it? Like they were trying to grift off of indie hype, but they were actually funded by some bigger studio. Or am I thinking of another hero/extraction shooter? Oh yeah, freaking... I think I had this written down from last week. What was it? There was some... I saw some news that Disney was working on an extraction shooter with like the Fortnite guys.
Kohate says,
Disney.
there was a Devin Nash video about Highguard, but I have no idea what its deal was.
It was something. But yeah, Disney extraction shooter. Do you think people would actually play that? Also, why don't they just get skins in Fortnite if they're teaming up with the Fortnite devs? Do they have that already? They might.
I hate extraction shooters.
Yeah, not a big fan of them myself. Also, nice nod to Cade in the background here. You know what? I probably don't need... Screw it. We're just gonna use a fill tool. Like, I definitely hate the concept of extraction shooters in that it's PvP and you can lose everything. Like, I already had a bad experience with such things in my early days of playing MMOs. I might have told this story before, but first MMO I played was Ultima Online. And like, one of my dad's friends from work hooked me up with a bunch of like high-level gear. So I put it on, and I went into like one of the early dungeons, and I got murdered straight off. And while I was a ghost waiting to respawn, all the other players looted my corpse, and I lost all my good equipment immediately. So yeah, not too fond of that kind of play style. That was back in the days when there was like no guidelines on MMOs, no guardrails.
Kohate says, there's something so cynical about this company made a good product, let's try and do the same thing and profit because of the size of our company.
Welcome to like the modern gaming industry.
Kohate says, I rebel every time something like that fails.
You know what, let's put this on a separate layer. Now we'll go for the darker areas. I swear so much of the gaming industry of these games is just rip-offs of other games. It's getting kind of maddening. None of these studios are really coming up with like any unique gameplay to their stuff anymore. It's just like what has been done that works. Yeah, we're just gonna make that except change all the characters.
Kohate says,
Stick our own IP in it.
They're rip-offs, but what bothers me is that not only are they rip-offs but they're also soulless cash grabs that presume the stupidity of the consumer.
Yeah. And not really big on the trend of just doing collabs and crossovers on everything either. That's one of my pet peeves these days. Make an actual IP for your game, please, and stick to it. That's one of the numerous things that ruined Magic the Gathering for me. Of course, I stopped playing before they really got deep into that, so thankfully I did not experience much of it. Like, Wizards of the Coast used to be big about that. They're like, we don't even do crossovers between our own IPs. We don't do D&D Magic the Gathering sets, or we don't make Magic the Gathering supplements for our D&D sets or anything like that. They're separate IPs, they have their own lore and their own mechanics, and they don't match. And I respected that. But now it's just like, yeah, Gandalf is definitely blue-red. That's definitely the type of magic Gandalf uses. He doesn't function on a completely different system of magic or anything like that. You know what? Spider-Man too. Spider-Man also blue-red because of his suit, you know. Hate it.
Kohate says, fighting games have this thing where they'll put out a guest character to attract a wider audience, and then to maintain that player base they have to change core functions of the game. Kohate says, it's maddening. Kohate says, but it's in service of the almighty dollar, so whatever, I guess.
Yeah, no, this is why I've been black-pilled on the concept of publicly traded companies. They're just not allowed to leave money on the table for whatever reason. Otherwise, investors who know nothing about the product will have a conniption. Why aren't we using loot boxes and crossover collabs? Everybody else is making money off of them. Kohate says, I don't think it's a public trading thing either though.
Have you seen this whole private equity stuff? How the only way to get a loan for a personal project is to guarantee a return?
It's basically the same crowd doing it.
Kohate says, if you really want to make something you're passionate about, you have to first just. Kohate says, have the money to make it.
It's investors first and foremost, but even in that sense, if you get the right investors, you can have a faithful product. But if it's publicly traded, you just have no say in what investors you take on. What is this? Brown on the stem? I need to render this part.
They'll find their cloaks were threadbare, their souls were torn through failure's ash, their mission born. Spells on lips and lanterns low, they track the webs where shadows grow. Mandibles clicking, the nests they grow. A clattering choir where dread winds blow. Redeemer's tread as quiet as mist through tangled woods of venomous twist.
Anyways, where do I find some investors for Crytures? Do people invest in tabletop RPGs? I doubt it. I think that would be a hard sell.
Kohate says, unfortunately you only get Ponyboy Horse and myself you.
Now don't sell me too short. I've been doubling down on marketing and outreach recently. And I'm seeing some results finally. Like the YouTube channel for Crytures broke 500 recently.
Dog, look at my investors. I'm so cooked.
YouTube has slowed down a little bit. Last couple weeks haven't been super great for YouTube, but you know, when God closes a door, he opens a window, and the Twitter ads have actually been paying off, especially this week. I found one that just does a good job of funneling people to the newsletter, and this week I've gotten like 4 new signups. And I've just got that ad like running consistently, throwing like $5 a day at it. Now, I was actually complaining about it last week because I wasn't getting results. But I looked at the ad I was running last week and I forgot to link to the correct website page. It was just linking to the main part of the website, not the sign up for the newsletter part. I was like, oh, no wonder. That explains it. That explains how I was running the exact same ad with a slightly different picture and it got completely opposite results. I made a specific landing page for it now. So it, like, walks people through all the aspects of Crytures as a game and a world. And that seems to have a good effect.
Hate says, who needs a degree in advertising when you can just learn how?
Who needs a degree in anything when you have YouTube gurus on call 24/7? Sure, most of them are trying to scam you by selling courses that you don't actually need. But sometimes they give valuable information. But for real though, I probably learned more about art from YouTube artists than I have from my actual college art classes.
Kohate says, I've actually been using the link guys who are trying to sell you their course, but they also just have their course online, so it's like, wow, what a resource. Kohate says, lawful good commercial activity in 2026.
What a rarity. But yeah, YouTube gurus are kind of like the Wild West. Not entirely sure what you should believe from them or not. But with a little trial and error putting it into practice, you can kind of figure it out.
Ponyboy Horse says, YouTube is full of government agents.
And AI slop. I recently got a browser extension that just has like a community block list of AI channels, and it's been very nice.
Kohate says, sure is, and you're my favorite one, PBH.
PBH is a Fed? So that's why he wanted to be a mod so bad.
Ponyboy Horse says, I am not a Fed, I am just fed. I ate cheeseburgers.
He may not be a Fed, but he is a communist fetishist.
Kohate says. Yeah, but he's one of the good ones. Ponyboy Horse says. You are the communist fetishist. Ponyboy Horse says. You are the commissar of communism.
That's just not true, Ponyboy. I don't know why you'd say that. I don't even show my hand pics on stream.
Kohate says. I drew a really good foot the other day and was really proud of it.
Oh, here he goes bragging.
Ponyboy Horse says. Handpicks are for only Hans.
Only Hans.
Kohate says. But then I got self-conscious because if I shared it online people would think that I'm weird. Kohate says. Wouldn't want that.
Go ahead, everybody already thinks you're weird, I guarantee.
Ponyboy Horse says. Geronimo once again killing the delivery of my joke.
I don't think this is a legitimate concern for you, Kohet. In fact, I think you might be pulling my leg. I think you might be making a joke.
Kohate says. You don't think I'm weird though, right Dice? Kohate says. Right.
Kohet, why would I hang out with you if I didn't think you were weird? Normies are freaking boring.
Ponyboy Horse says. I am normal. Kohate says. That's like a good answer for a married man. You're ready.
I may be ready, but women aren't ready for me.
Ponyboy Horse says. Women aren't real.
That's so true. You know, honestly, the biggest argument to support the VTubers are all men theory is that number one, they're funny, and number two, they're on the internet. Which we all know neither of those things are true for girls. So tread carefully in your fantasies, Ponyboy. Tomoe is probably a man.
Kohate says. Science will never recover from this academic proof. Ponyboy Horse says.
Exactly.
Tomo is a girl but an honorary bro.
You know what? I guess being a dude wouldn't be a deal breaker for you, Ponyboy.
Ponyboy Horse says. I only enjoy females.
Mm-hmm. Females that are exactly like males.
Kohate says. Nah, PBH is a bigot. We all know this and love him for it. Ponyboy Horse says. You know Kohate is here, he makes women with PPS.
Not only does it make Kohate make women with peepees, he makes boys with peepees too. You know, I was looking at this house and I was like, why did I bother putting an extra layer of shading on it? But, excuse me, it actually does stand out without that extra layer.
Kohate says. Whoa, wait one gosh darn cotton pickin' second, what incarnation are you implying?
I don't know, Kohate, I don't know. Is it safe to move on to highlights now? I think it is.
Kohate says. Alright, just figured I'd check, smiley face. Kohate says. Could you please add some clouds or a gradient to the sky?
Go ahead, we
Kohate
do
says,
stuff like that as the last
guys,
part.
I'm begging.
We'll do it at the end. We have to do all the lighting and the highlights. We do the background before the rim lighting, okay? You can't mess with my process or it'll throw everything into chaos. Just pretend like there's some background in there, some clouds and shit. Or it could just be a clear day. Sometimes there's not many clouds out. But don't worry, there will be... I didn't render this part at all. There will be clouds and stuff when I'm done.
It says. That's why I said or a gradient dice PLS, I'm dying.
Give me a minute, I'm a little preoccupied. I have to have a talk with Patron and all the details he puts in these things. Alright, let's see.
Kohate says. I've started the minute-long timer.
Calm your tits. We'll do like most of it here. We'll put some clouds in here. I have moved on from using a cloud-specific brush, by the way. I didn't like how it looked. Let's see. It's usually more bluish towards the bottom, towards the horizon line,
Boy
right?
Horse says. Add a bird now.
Ooh. That's too much.
Kohate says. This is so much nicer already. Kohate says. Thank you, my life is yours.
Alright, but now we have to kinda actually like finish it. I don't like leaving the scenery unfinished while I'm doing other things. Actually, these clouds should probably be lit from a different way. I was kind of lighting them as if the sun was behind them. Alright, that's not super great, but we can come back to it later if I don't like it. I guess. I have to change all my brushes back to hard-edged. How am I gonna light the stones? Oh, stop doing that, CSP! I'm not making strokes there. I'm moving the canvas.
Ponyboy Horse says. Dice bag finally feels an emotion and it's rage.
I don't know where you've been. I'm pretty sure I feel rage on a fairly regular basis. Maybe it just doesn't show. Am I just too zen? It doesn't come through or something? I have been trying to leverage the power of positive thinking recently. Alright, I guess that looks alright.
Kohate says, I can assure you that you are not too zen.
Perhaps Ponyboy is just oblivious to my emotional state. Sorry, my model isn't like super expressive or anything. I ain't no professional rigger.
Ponyboy Horse says, the average emotional deviance on a scale of 10 is always like 3, but that one was close to a 5. Kohate says, it would be weird if he had a good knowledge of your emotional state though, wouldn't it? Kohate says, which would you rather?
I don't know, I'm not even talking about an acute knowledge. Just like a general knowledge. Like, I try to play up things a little bit when I'm streaming. You know, for entertainment and all that.
Tomboy Enthusiast says, either I am a Fed and I know these things, or I don't make up y'all's minds. SMH my head.
Now, Ponyboy, I don't believe that feds can read my mind. So as far as I'm concerned, these are not contradictory things. Oh, I am gonna hate doing this. Alright, that's close enough, I guess.
Ponyboy Horse says. The feds can read your mind.
Alright then, Ponyboy, what am I thinking right now?
Ponyboy Horse says. I'm not a fed.
Mm-hmm. I get it, can't give away state secrets.
Ponyboy Horse says. I just play one on TV. Kohate says. That's exactly what a fed would say.
Is it what a fed would say? I don't know, I think they might have to... They have to tell you if they're a cop, right? I think I learned that in DARE classes.
Feds legally have to tell you if they are a fed if you ask. Kohate says. I'm pretty sure they don't.
Looks like we got a split opinion here.
Kohate says. I'm pretty sure law enforcement can just lie.
You know what? That is true, and that's actually kind of screwed up, I feel like.
Kohate says. But the mailman wouldn't do that.
True, the mailman would never.
Law enforcement never lies, don't be crazy. Kohate says. Not all feds are created equal, but they are all feds.
You're right, law enforcement never takes two suspects into different rooms and tells each other that that one is ratting on the other and they better give them all the information to get any kind of plea deal. Whoops, that's the wrong layer.
Ponyboy Horse says. Did you know the Postal Service has armed agents?
I have heard that. And so does the IRS.
Kohate says.
Which is the real concerning
you're
thing.
My favorite one, PBH. Ponyboy Horse says. I am not a fed. Kohate says. You're a part of the Pony Express WYM.
Is that what that stands for?
Kohate says. That's where your namesake comes from. Kohate says. You told me this just the other day. Kohate says. You don't have to be embarrassed. Ponyboy Horse says. I am only 50% pony, the rest is horse.
Now the name comes from your days as a brony, right?
Kohate says. What percentage is boy?
Well, presumably he's all boy. Boy pony and boy horse. That's what I would assume.
Ponyboy Horse says, it is a nickname from all the way back in high school when I was a brawny. Ponyboy Horse says, I am 20% boy and 79% man. Kohate says, should have called yourself Pony Bro Hans TBH.
Hans would have been a pretty good name.
Kohate says, the cloppers aren't that clever though.
I feel like most of them aren't that, like, self-aware.
Ponyboy Horse says, clip clop clip clop clip clop.
You know what, guys? I don't think I'm going to go through the whole process of, like, softening the lines on this one. I think that might take a little too long. Probably could stand to kind of reduce the prominence of the highlights, though. I think they're a little bit excessive. Let's see. Ah, doing that thing again. All right. This piece is so evenly lit. Oops, wrong one. Okay, what's going on here? I'm gonna put these guys all in shadow, because they are, in fact, in the shadow of the house. Are you guys seeing what I'm talking about? It's like everything in the picture kind of has like the same visual weight to it. There's not really a focus, and it drives me crazy.
Kohate says. Yeah, the values are pretty even. Ponyboy Horse says. Why not try a blur effect on the background elements then?
I don't
Kohate
think
says,
that's the issue.
had you put your colors on different layers, this would be a really easy adjustment. Smiley face.
Alright. What's this here? I don't know what this layer is. Oh, that's the one I drew the arrow on a long time ago. Let's see.
Ponyboy Horse says. A blurred background with a clear foreground can bring what you want into focus.
You still got the issue of everything being kind of in the same ballpark of values, though. Let's see what we got. That, and then the background is like that. Whoops. Alright, I'm making a copy of the color layer so I don't mess anything up in my experiments. We're gonna kind of darken the front one. That's too saturated. You know what, maybe we should darken the background instead. The background minus... Okay, can I have the right tool? Can I have the magic wand? The background minus the path. I feel like that helps a little bit. It'd probably help more when I put some rim lighting on things too. So let's try that. Then once everything's said and done, we can throw a slight blur on the back areas. And hopefully that'll make it look right. Oh no. That little bit got caught up in the color change. See, this is why I don't really care for, like, zoomed out compositions. I like to have, like, a real heavy focus on the main element. Makes it a lot easier to guide the eye.
Kohate says, "It's nice, I think, when you're trying to describe the world as a character.
I can see that, but the thing is, like, if I need to describe a bunch of things, I can make multiple pieces for that, which all have their own focus on them. What else can we do with this?
Kohate says. Those might be famous last words, you might be just about finito.
Maybe. Let me try something stupid for a second.
Ponyboy Horse says. Why the lady got that for it?
What do you mean, why she got that forehead?
Kohate says.
Don't crash on me,
Good
CSP.
Lyoko looking MF. Ponyboy Horse says. Play tic-tac-toe on that MF.
Yeah, I don't think this is any good. We're going back. Completely throws off the perspective of the house.
Ponyboy Horse says. X upper left.
We're not playing tic-tac-toe, Pony Boy. You know what? Here's something that might help. Let's change the grass color a little bit. Okay, what's going on here? Why can't I use tonal correction here? Oh, now it shows up. Why was you blurred out? Let's try that. Make the background a little more uniform in colors so the two in the front stand out a little more. And then we'll do a little bit of a sunlight here. Let's make that a glow layer. That might not have been a good idea. What's a better layer than glow for this? Not that one.
Kohate says. Overlay, maybe.
You think? Overlay doesn't really affect the line art though. I think hard light might be the way to go. Reduce the opacity a bit. Maybe just physically draw in the light rays over top of that. To taste.
Ponyboy Horse says. It's time for me to take a long rest to recover from my wounds. Good night, adventurers.
Alright, Pony Boy. We'll see you later. Oh, yeah, we need to color the line art too. That's another thing. Let's see. Try to get a color that's fairly neutral here so I don't have to do many changes. You know, it probably would have been better just to start with green. That looks alright. Okay, I think for now we'll call this one done. I'll look at it later and decide if I'm done with it. But, let's see. I guess for the rest of the stream, I just want to do some freaking doodles, like I was doing on Twitter. I've been doing just random creature doodles that I can turn into actual drawings at some point. So we're gonna do a few of those. First I need to... you know what? I'll just do like I was doing before. What I was doing was just going through my folder of creature designs and being like, okay, what's next? Okay, I can draw that. Let's draw that. And then I just do a doodle of that.
Kohate says. Selene.
Alright, let's do this guy. Put him on the side, CSP. Alright. Let's draw this guy running. That's a good one. Let me look up a reference of a bird running. This is the kind of stuff I probably should have been doing a lot more a long time ago. Actually, you know what? These legs are just completely wrong. Let's see. Hopefully an ostrich running translates well enough. Actually, the leg is very much lifted, like so. And the other one is just like this. And he's got his weirdo shield wings. And actually, the little helmet-looking feathers should be further down. In case it wasn't apparent, this guy's design is based on like a Greek hoplite look. Oh, he's very big. Let's shrink that down a little bit.
Kohate says. That's how he reads to me, so I'd say it's afferent.
That's good. Always good when a design is recognizable. He's also a case where I basically just ignored anatomy and said, yeah, I'm gonna throw these elements on here, so hopefully it works out. So it'll be a little bit of a challenge drawing him from a different angle here. Let's see, how many tail feathers does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Probably more than that if you can actually see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, actually maybe he only has 9. Like I was saying, I didn't pay attention to anatomy a whole lot when I was designing that guy. And like so.
Kohate says. LOL, good thing he's just a burp at the end of the day.
Yeah. think he has the same amount of feathers on his headdress too. Or his decoration or whatever. He's got kind of this smile in his beak, so let's make that a little more smug. And he's saying beep beep like the Roadrunner. How's that actually sound? Meep meep? Something like that. Oh, you know what? That foot isn't quite in the right perspective.
Kohate says. More of a meep than a beep. Yeet.
Meep meep. Alright, there we go. What's next? What's the next thing we can pull up? I know, let's put the younger one on top of him.
Kohate says. What if you doodled some bat? Kohate says.
Some bat.
Kohate says. For scientific research.
I did one of the bats last time. Well, we do have other bats that we can draw.
Kohate says. Of NVM then, I was away, no harm no foul you.
Well, this was off stream. Last time I did doodles like this, which was Friday? I just started doing stuff like this. is a little lopsided. Something weird about his proportions, but that looks a little better. What would the bat be doing? Let's see. Last time I drew Flithawks hanging upside down and stretching like so.
Kohate says. Hanging around, smiley face.
Hanging around. Let me see if I can find a reference for one of these other ones. I don't feel like drawing the
Kohate
big
says,
one.
Nisfertox attack.
The big one? He's got weird anatomy. Let's see, where is he at? LMNO. Yeah, these guys breathe poison
Kohate
gas
says,
and stuff.
True, I was pondering it earlier.
So we'll draw him like doing that. Were you pondering drawing some weird things? Let's see.
Kohate says. Your Honor, do I have to answer that?
Let's see, he's got hands. On his wings. I should probably do a slight redesign to this guy at some point, just to fix up some of the weirdness in his anatomy. Or to just make it more cartoony, that would probably work too. Like, I feel like he could do without this entire, like, middle thing. In fact, let's just draw it like that. It'll be like this. You know what? I'm not gonna draw the entire thing. We'll just do like kind of the upper body. And he's got his emo hair. Have to get a little sketchy with this boy because he's too close to humanoid. Yeah, something like that. Hmm. There we go. You happy we got the poison type in? Let's find something else. Oh, I know. Well, maybe. Maybe I know. Maybe I don't know. I was thinking about drawing this thing like the Two Stupid Dogs dog, but every reference I could find is just him standing there. Oh wait. Okay, I guess Two Stupid Dogs is too esoteric for random internet searches. We'll draw him like begging for a treat or something. This one sucks. And here we have his conjurer with a bone in hand. Alright. Next. I keep running into ones that aren't in the creature codex yet. Let's see. Magmant, can we do something with Magmant maybe? Let me pull up the reference here. You know, this will be a Magmant climbing out of a hole it's dug. Nice and simple.
Spritey0 says, hi.
Hello there, Spritey. How's it going? I'm just Doing some doodles for my Pokemon-like tabletop RPG.
Spriteek0 says, I'm alright.
Looking for the next one to do right now. Let's get this guy. This family's pretty easy to do.
Spriteek0 says, well, this morning wasn't fun.
Oh, what happened? We're gonna have this guy just doing a little jig, by the way.
Spriteek0 says, I threw up blood.
Well, hopefully you got that checked out, and you're not just telling that to random streamers.
Spriteek0 says, I'm fine, don't worry.
Yeah, this guy will be doing like the John Lennon walk.
Spriteek0 says, well, it's 12 a.m. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Alright. Have fun. Don't throw up any more blood. Alright, this guy's head needs to be more thrown back here.
shadows we tread with care.
He's a big boy. Let's shrink that down a little bit.
In the heart of the mall lies grim despair. Eldritch fear makes us all beware. Mystic runes glow in the midnight air. We chant our spells with fiery flare. Echoes of darkness all around. In the abyss, our courage is found. Light the torches, we'll find our way. No evil force will make us sway.
Bro is on his way to write terrible music with Yoko Ono right now.
Against the fray. In deep Ma's belly, we hold our ray.
Alright, what's next? I'm gonna try and fill up this page and then we'll probably call it a night on the stream then.
Silent whispers from the ancient past. Haunted souls in the shadows cast. We hold fast to magic unsurpassed. Our sorcery summoned ever fast.
Let's get a quick one for Noctilus here.
Like banshees cry. Spirits linger and the demons fly. Arcane power in our veins so high. Through the darkness we'll defy. Chalice raised with sacred light. Banish all beyond our sight. In unity we fight the blight. Guardians of the endless night.
I'll have him covering his face with his wings, his cloak.
Chained by stone, the tomb unfurls. Whispers deep from forgotten worlds. Hands of power, old and grim. Secrets stir in the shadows hymn. Scrolls unravel, time does scream. Empires crumble, truth supreme. Man's ambition, a flame untamed. In the dark, their sins are claimed. The work of man,
You know what? I feel like it's better if his
crafting gods,
outer wings just overlap completely.
machines awaken, their hearts beat black. From dust they rise, they must attack. The work of man, their pride, their bane. Crafting gods through skill and pain. Machines awaken, their hearts beat black. From dust they rise. attack. Here's that groan, the pulse of might. Furnaces blaze in eternal night. Power forged, yet hearts are damned. This ancient curse, the work of man. Blinded by their bold desire. Mortals
All right.
sought to
Let's find another one.
fire, but fire burns and shadows spread. Among their marvels, none were spared.
Patapitter.
Work of man, their pride, their bane, crafting gods through skill and pain. Machines awaken, their hearts beat black. From dust they rise, they must attack.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 8 segments.
Through the mists,
It will be trying to reach a juicy leaf
conjurer's oath, no chance to regret.
on a branch up here.
Veil where the shadows gleam, under the rule of a fairy's dream. Verdant king, your gaze I feel, a throne of leaves, a realm unreal, bound by thorns, the forest stirs, green flames burn, your magic burrs. Branches twitch with whispered dread, echoes of the living, the long since dead. Arcane runes in trails unfold, veins of emerald, secrets untold.
Rose reaching.
Conjurer,
Kohate says, been looking at the Who's That Cryture tab, those are some good silhouettes.
Especially now, you're like, wait a second. Why am I not moving? Hello, camera?
An ageless bond the world shall keep.
There I am.
Winding
All right.
strings with laughter laced, the valley braced with ancient
Yeah, some of those
yet cunning eyes behind
in the Who's That Creature tab don't actually
call.
have a page on the website yet. So very few people would know what they are anyways. Alright. What else can we put on here?
Kohate says, I did see a few where I was like WTF.
Let's draw a Petrock. I haven't drawn a Petrock in a while. I'll just be zooming. And let's give them stripes. Actually, no, let's give them flames. Maybe flames were a bad idea. Now let's draw them all grown up. Whoops, should have put that on a different layer. Alright. I've got it all on the wrong layer. There we go. Weird lizard-bodied rock things.
Kohate says. Booted up and was messing around with draw pile. You weren't kidding.
Yeah, no, they added a lot of stuff.
Kohate says. Sleeper CSP killer. Kohate says.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Not really LOL. Unless.
You know, before I encountered the absolutely garbage hotkeys, I was thinking, man, I could probably use this as like my normal thing. But then I tried to do something simple like turn the canvas and I was like, oh, nope. Well, we should be able to do some nice stuff with it. You know what, let's give this guy a stripe on his forehead. It'll be like Dracula Flow or something. There. That was Dracula Flow.
They'll find their cloaks were threadbare, their souls were torn through failures.
Alright, is there maybe one more little one I could put over here in the side here?
Shma says. Meowdy meowdy dice bag.
Shma?
Heretic Jays says. Cheap viewers stream book.
Hello.
Live X0
Cheap viewers.
D9U.
Dang it, the bots come in as soon as Ponyboy leaves. How's it going, Shma? Haven't seen you around in a while. We're just doing some doodles of my creatures, but wrap up the stream here.
Ha ha ha. Kohate says. Sup Shma.
Trying to find one last guy to doodle.
Courage they'll find. Each strike of fire, each rune etched proud, each cry for hope, each
Shma says. Yeah, it's been a minute, looking good, just chillin'.
Here, have a look at what we just finished before I start
Shma
doing
says.
this.
First day of my weekend and all I did was catch up on sleep so far. Shma says. Still making my first coffee.
Coffee at this time?
Shma says. Nice, looks good.
This one was drawn up by my assistant when he didn't have anything else to do, and I'm finally got around to finishing it this time.
Shma says. Yeah, I am a night person, haha. Kohate says. They have clipping layers and layer groups too. Looks like you can rebind hotkeys. Unironically, if Krita is ever broken I could actually swap to this. Shma says. I sleep all day and stay up all night. Shma says. I love the green onions.
My camera lost track of my face again. Now, Cohead is going to be figuring out draw pile and put all the rest of us to shame. Let's see. Yeah, let's do a rock wad. I'll put this guy over in the empty space here.
Kohate says, I don't like being the least well-prepared person in the room, lol.
This boy is gonna be kinda rearing back with his... Actually, I don't know if I want to show the bottom of him. You know what? I got a better idea. You know, Shma, I am also a night person, but I tend to try and at least be awake during part of the morning. I sleep like in 2 blocks. I'll sleep in the early morning for like 4 or 5 hours, and then in the afternoon I will take a long nap. And then basically just stay up most of the night from there. It's kind of hard to draw this guy in action because his tentacles are so chunky and they got little baby tentacles. He's just like, hey, get away. You know what, let's kind of shift his face a little. Like so. And what is harassing him exactly? Alright, I am struggling with my layer management here. Perhaps a cheapie.
Kohate says. Kinda shocked they're not all on the same layer TBH.
I'm not that crazy. Sheepy has a bigger head than that. Like so. Actually, let's take all of these. We can just move them down like that. All right. We have quite a full page here. I think it's probably a good excuse to call it a night on the stream then. So let's see. Twitch is pretty empty. Do we have anybody on Rumble to raid? Not a whole lot going on in Rumble either. You know what? I guess we'll just call it a night here and not worry about raids today. So thanks for coming by and hanging out, all you guys. I'll see you all next week. I will probably be doing more of the same. I do want to keep doing a session of just doodles like this. I think it's good practice. And some of it might be good for, you know, turning into actual full-blown picks.
Thanks for the stream, Dice Bag. Good to see ya. Shma says, I love seeing your work.
And nice to have you stop by, Shma.
Shma says, yes, practice makes progress, I say. Happy face.
Alright, let's Let me find OBS here. Alright, I will call it a night and bye.